get ready for a whirlwind of NBA drama. The 76ers are making a massive call on Quentin Grimes, but did they dodge a bullet or make a huge mistake? We're diving deep into the decision that could define their season, exploring whether trading Jared McCain was the right move to keep Grimes in Philadelphia, and how the Knicks wisely avoided a similar path. Then, the Knicks just got torched by a familiar face in the Clippers' loss. Bennedict Mathurin, a player who's consistently given New York trouble, dropped a huge scoring night. We'll break down how he dismantled the Knicks' defense, especially with key players out, and what this means for their recent struggles. But the drama doesn't stop there. Is the Knicks' offense facing a crisis they thought they'd solved? We're looking at their offensive ratings before and after the All-Star break, questioning if they're falling back into old habits that could derail their playoff hopes. Can they find their scoring touch again? And finally, an ugly Knicks habit is proving to be a catastrophic playoff disaster waiting to happen. Turnovers are killing them at the worst possible moments, and we've got the stats to prove it. Will this costly tendency be their downfall in the postseason? You don't want to miss this. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
76ers Grimes gamble, smart move or massive blunder? Philadelphia just made a trade that signals a huge commitment to Quentin Grimes, but was it the right call? By trading Jared McCain, the 76ers have cleared the deck to re-sign Grimes, a player who's shown flashes but also struggled with consistency. This move comes as McCain has been thriving with the Oklahoma City Thunder, leading many to question if the 76ers are repeating a mistake the New York Knicks wisely avoided. Grimes' efficiency has dipped since his initial strong showing in Philadelphia, especially with Tyrese Maxey healthy and VJ Edgecombe emerging. Meanwhile, McCain is looking like a vital rotation piece for the Thunder. The Knicks themselves traded Grimes midway through his third season, opting for players like Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks, a decision that now looks prescient as the 76ers seem poised to invest heavily in Grimes. Is this a case of Philadelphia doubling down on a player the Knicks deemed expendable? This situation has fans and analysts buzzing about the long-term implications for both teams. Will Grimes live up to the anticipated contract, or will the 76ers regret not prioritizing young talent like McCain? Don't go anywhere, because the Knicks' struggles continue as they face an opponent they know all too well. Next, we'll break down how a familiar face torched New York in their latest loss. Knicks' familiar foe, Mathurin's masterclass in Clippers rout. The New York Knicks desperately needed a win to start their week, but instead, they suffered an embarrassing defeat at the hands of the Los Angeles Clippers. Adding insult to injury, the Knicks were torched by Bennedict Mathurin, a player who has historically given them fits. Mathurin, who has since been traded cross-country, dropped 28 points against his longtime rivals, continuing a trend of strong performances against New York. His athleticism proved too much for the Knicks' defense, especially without the rim protection of Mitchell Robinson. Mathurin's ability to score off the dribble and draw fouls exploited the Knicks' defensive weaknesses, a problem exacerbated by the absence of key bigs. This performance echoes past matchups, including his significant contributions against the Knicks in the 2024 playoffs. With key defenders struggling and limited rim protection, the Knicks' perimeter defenders were often left isolated against Mathurin's drives. This loss highlights a concerning pattern of defensive lapses when the Knicks aren't at full strength or firing on all cylinders. Fans are pointing to the lack of consistent defensive anchors and the inability to contain athletic scorers as major issues that need immediate attention. But the problems for the Knicks run deeper than just one game. Are they facing a crisis they thought they'd already solved? Stick around as we analyze the Knicks' offensive struggles and what they mean for their playoff aspirations. Knicks' offense in crisis, a ghost of seasons past. Mike Brown was hired to build an offensive system that wouldn't stagnate, yet the New York Knicks are finding themselves in a familiar offensive rut. Despite some positive developments throughout the season, their offensive rating and ranking are eerily similar to last year, a performance deemed unacceptable given the team's payroll and talent. While the process seemed improved earlier, their efficiency has dipped significantly since the All-Star break. They've fallen from a top 5 offense in points per possession to 15th, and their half-court rating has also slipped. This isn't just about marginal differences. In the playoffs, these small margins can be the difference between a deep run and going home early. The Knicks experienced this firsthand last season, and any extended offensive slump is a major concern. The struggles seem to be permeating the roster, affecting even their star player. However, it's not a complete breakdown. The offense is more cold than stagnant, with many of Brown's principles still in place. The primary issue appears to be a significant drop in three-point shooting efficiency, particularly on unguarded looks. Players like OG Anunoby, Jose Alvarado, and Josh Hart are all underperforming from deep, and even Jalen Brunson isn't immune. This slump, occurring alongside strong play from others, raises questions about whether this is a temporary cold spell or a return to the offensive woes that plagued them before. This situation has Knicks fans worried if they've truly evolved from last year's offensive shortcomings. And that offensive inconsistency might be directly linked to an even more alarming habit that could prove disastrous. Don't go anywhere as we reveal the ugly trend that's a playoff disaster waiting to happen. Turnover troubles, the Knicks' catastrophic playoff flaw. The New York Knicks have shown flashes of brilliance this season, even securing a dominant road win against the Denver Nuggets. However, a persistent turnover problem is threatening to derail their playoff hopes. In recent games against strong opponents like the Oklahoma City Thunder, Los Angeles Lakers, and Los Angeles Clippers, the Knicks have hemorrhaged possessions, gifting their opponents crucial points off turnovers. Against OKC, 16 turnovers led to 23 points, directly costing them the game. The road trip saw even worse numbers, with 19 turnovers against the Lakers and a staggering 20 against the Clippers, resulting in 21 and 24 points for their opponents respectively. What's most concerning is that these turnovers aren't necessarily forced by elite defense. The Knicks are often beating themselves with careless passes, lost handles in transition, and a lack of composure. This habit, which is amplified against tougher competition, is a recipe for playoff disaster. As we saw last postseason, teams like the Pacers specifically exploit such weaknesses. If the Knicks can't clean up their ball security in the final month of the season, this ugly tendency could be the reason they fall short when it matters most. Analysts are warning that this lack of ball security against top teams is a red flag that playoff opponents will ruthlessly exploit. We've covered a lot of ground today, from roster decisions to late-game collapses. Stick around for our rapid-fire recap and full call to action. So, the 76ers are betting big on Quentin Grimes, while the Knicks avoided that gamble. Bennedict Mathurin showed up big against New York, highlighting their defensive struggles. The Knicks' offense is showing worrying signs of regression, and their turnover problem is a ticking time bomb for the playoffs. Don't miss a single update. Like this video, subscribe to news, and hit that notification bell so you're always in the know. Comment below with your thoughts on these stories, and follow us on all social media platforms for even more.